So with Wario's Woods, you actually have like complete control of the playing board. So if you drop something, it's not stuck there. You can pick it up, you can move it around. You can actually move two separate components. You can move like these little monster guys, which you guys will see in a second here. And the goal is to line up the same colored monsters with a bomb. So it's pretty simple. If you destroy more than 5 or 4, I guess, with a bomb, then you will create what's called a gem. So if you guys can kind of like see at the very beginning or the top or whatever, Birdo, I guess, whatever it's called, I think that's Birdo, right? It drops bombs going down, and the bombs are RNG. So any color monster that's on the screen can be a bomb. So in this case, like on Prissy, a blue bomb or a pink bomb can drop. So the same thing is with gems. Once they start spawning, any color monster left on the screen is what the gem color can spawn to. And this is where it gets kind of like tricky when it comes to balancing some of this stuff. But the upside to the gems is once you clear a gem, like you see with Cat here, it destroys all the monsters. You don't actually have to have them lined up in a row. So this is one of the mechanics that's pretty pivotal, I would say, to the actual speedrun. And something that I want to point out right off the very beginning, it's terrifying actually watching these guys run 99. Because you see like up in the counter on the left side it says gold, and you see like Prissy, for example, you see the he's so fast, dude. Prissy, like whoever, when they clear a screen there's gonna be coins that start falling, but the problem with that is in the speedrun you don't actually pick up the coins. You just hang out on the right side and then you run. So if these guys on the later levels were to actually game over, there is no way to continue. So that's actually really scary because 99 levels, there's some really jerk levels. You won't really see them here. So a couple of the other mechanics are you can pick up the entire stack, literally. So like if Prissy wants to pick up 10 monsters in a row, he could. You can pick up monsters individually. You'll start seeing them on later levels. There's kind of like a mole technique where you can, in between stacks, move around. Some of these things are borderline frame perfect, where like if a bomb is about to drop, you can sometimes like throw a bomb like in between 2 monsters or whatever in the air, and you can also kick, which I don't think I've really seen them do, but that's kind of not super useful. But other than that, the only other mechanics I think to point out are if you hold down, it speeds up the bombs. And I think that's it, actually. So as the actual race, the first 20 levels, they're not that bad. I think the first kind of like bad level is 20. There's kind of a bad pattern in terms of the speedrun, which kind of sucks. I actually played this earlier and got screwed over on it, so I have a lot of resentment for level 20. I wholeheartedly, if anybody has like any questions whatsoever, definitely ask, because there's a lot actually when it comes to this game. But in terms of like the actual monsters, I guess is the next thing I'll explain. Is you can see on the left side column, there's like a white silhouette or whatever. Those monsters, the question mark guy, if you destroy him, like watch Prissy's screen, sorry, the red will turn into white. So there's actually colors or certain monsters where if you destroy them once, like you bomb them once or whatever, then you will change the color. So you basically have to bomb them twice. There's monsters that you can only destroy diagonally. There's also monsters that you can only destroy if you bomb them twice, but they don't change color. And then there's also monsters... I'm forgetting one. There might be another monster. We'll see them later. The first ones, like the first 20 levels, basically just have like the single bomb. Oh, the single bomb monsters! The guys that have like no special quality at all. Those guys! That's what we're forgetting. Just like monsters that are common in like 99% of the screen, dude. But yeah, those guys. So actually, Cat and Prissy are on probably the worst screen in 20. Because you have all these monsters and bombs that randomly spawn. So this is actually one of the first kind of like separating points when it comes to the speedrun. Is 17. It sucks. And you can see, actually they both made pretty good work of it. Prissy had some green bombs that are kind of extra there. And you can see this is where it kind of comes into play. Where, oh, that's smart. That's smart. Just getting rid of the green bombs for that time loss. Wario, yeah. Alu. I guess one other thing that I can say too is there's two different game modes. Prissy is crazy. He does type B, and Cat and I guess other crazy people that aren't as crazy do type A. So in type B, there's like a boss every 9 stages, and he's actually pretty. They have like not random health, but it's totally different because there's a lot of ways to like instantly die in type B, which is actually quite scary. I've tried it out a couple times, and Prissy's a madman. He's that's something very. It's very interesting watching him do that. So Cat actually got the best pattern on round 20. It'll be interesting to see what Prissy does. There's a lot of different ways. Okay, Prissy got screwed. He got the bad pattern. So there's a lot of different ways the way that Cat had this pattern that you can actually clear the screen. And this one, yeah, it's not as good. The monsters are a little bit more separated. So Prissy will have to work a little bit harder. Cat kind of had easy mode with that layout, so luck's on her side for now. But I think probably 20 onward is where we start, because starting at, what is it, I think 23, so you'll start to see changing color monsters, and then 25 you'll also start to see more changing color monsters. And from there on out, the layouts become less forgiving because you're more and more likely to see like more characteristically unique monsters opposed to the ones that you just destroy in, you know, like one bomb or whatever. Yeah, type A, type B is exactly the same. The only difference is boss fights. So Quick Spark he nailed that, that's right. Type B though is very tricky. It's definitely something to watch when Prissy goes at it. So in terms of the bombs, you can destroy them in multiple different ways. And this is where the evolution of this game is kind of cool, because there's a lot of things that you can do like in the middle of the air. There's a lot of things that you can do in terms of destroying them in a lateral line, or obviously you can destroy them vertically, you can destroy them diagonally. So you're not really limited in that sense. And I really see, like, I would honestly encourage people just even watching this to try it out afterwards, because the amount of movement that these guys are doing is actually pretty insane. So it's something that I never really knew until Cat kind of forced me to play this. But I never realized like the amount of effort and controls and stuff like that actually goes into this game. It's actually pretty insane. It's unlike every other puzzle game I've ever played before, and I really wish that I played it earlier and sooner. But I think with that out of the way, we can actually start talking about the actual race. Because mechanic-wise, I'm not sure there's much else to mention, and hopefully that made a lot of sense. So, if not, again, I welcome any questions, because there's a lot going on. So, looks like we're pretty close, actually. That's actually pretty close. So the main idea, Cat actually just cleared that. The main idea is you basically want to clear the monsters in such a way that you're not actually creating any bombs. So at fixed intervals or random intervals or whatever, bombs spawn at the very top of the screen. And this is where you have to be really careful in the higher levels. The higher levels are actually pretty insane as well. But for example, like on Cat, actually both have pink. You see red on Cat's screen. She wants to clear all the bombs and monsters in such a way that there's not basically two coming down at the exact same time. And that's basically how most of the levels go, except it gets obviously progressively harder and trickier the more you do that, because realistically, yeah, you get multiple ones like this. And I guess one thing to point out too, I don't know if it's an intentional game design or if it was an actual bug. I'm hoping that the guys at Nintendo, when they developed this, had the foresight to do that. But with these blinking monsters that these guys are destroying, they stay blinking as long as you keep destroying a monster. So, for example, like even though you have like the red and blue monsters that you basically need to bomb twice, if you were to destroy, you know, like a set of pink monsters or something like that, while the red or blue is blinking, they actually stay blinking. So that's actually exploited quite heavily to make sure that you destroy the double monsters in a timely way, because you might see, I don't think you'll see it, like these guys are really good, but if you screw up on clearing them, what happens is the timer on the right, there's obviously Birdo, and that little green bar keeps filling up. So if you create combos, that green bar goes down, which is basically like destroying something, and then something else falls on something else, and then it destroys again. So basically, you know, kind of like in Poyo, you know, when you have garbage blocks or something like that. So if you create combos, that lowers, but if you don't, and you'll start to see on the later levels where the timer will actually run out, Wario appears, and it's just like this crisis music or something, I'm not sure. But as he appears, that's where the RNG can kind of screw you over even more, because he will drop, at that point, actual monsters, whereas Birdo only drops bombs. So at this point, you know, you can only drop bombs of random colors or whatever on the screen. But once Wario appears, he can actually drop more monsters. So the monsters that get dropped, specifically the double color monsters, or the monsters you have to bomb twice, are really annoying to deal with, especially at higher levels, because needless to say, the higher level you get, the faster the bombs start dropping. So none of these guys are really holding down to begin with, but like basically if you hold down, the next time you see them hold down and like a bomb starts speeding all the way down, that's basically the time that on like level 99 and stuff like that, what it looks like. It speeds down. So you have a lot less time to react, whereas now you have actually quite a gratuitous amount of time. So yeah, the timer is a thing. And hey, Kaiser. So this is where I don't know either, and this is where it's kind of interesting to watch them as well, because you can see like Prissy, for example, he just destroyed those blue lines. And the problem now is he destroyed, well now he fixed it, but he had two separate stages of blue. So in any of these levels where there's double monsters, there's kind of two different strategies that you can do that. You can kind of destroy all the monsters that don't change color first and hope that you're left and RNG is kind of good to you, with obviously like a decent amount of monsters that aren't weirdly colored. Or you can destroy, I guess, the other monsters first and then hope for a gem drop that is reflective of the double monsters, and you can get rid of them all at the same time. So it's interesting to see both of them, the way that they handle that. Cat is a lot more, as I said, like methodical, but now she's waiting. So this is what happened. Okay, she got lucky. I was gonna say that could have been dark blue or light blue. So it's really interesting just to see back and forth how this goes. And it seems I'm actually really curious, more so towards like the end of the race, whose playstyle is kind of like more dominant or superior, because as it stands right now, obviously they're both on round 32. And it looks like they're both pretty equal. So definitely later on in the race, you know, like probably towards the 60, 70 levels, you'll start to see whose playstyle is a little bit more dominant. Or lucky too, maybe even lucky, because part of it is luck as well. But I think it's worth, like, the more that I've played this and learned this, it's definitely worth going for risks of trying to create gems as much as you can, because realistically, yeah, some of the later levels you just don't have a lot of time, and you definitely need that. So there's not much to say, like, unfortunately, about the levels themselves. Up until 40, it's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of hard levels. I think 48 in terms of levels is like the first kind of jerk level. It's got a bunch of double changing monsters, and we'll probably see maybe kind of like a separation there when it comes to them. But I would say it's probably going to be pretty consistent. The last time I remember these guys raced, I think it was something like I can't remember exactly what it was. I could probably pull it up on speedrun. But basically the difference between them is 5 seconds. So the fact that you could play 99 levels of this and be at a difference of 5 seconds is just utterly absurd to me. So I think Cat finished at whatever it was like 134.05 or something. And Prissy finished at like 134 exactly, something like that. But it was like literal 5 seconds or 4 seconds difference between them. So it should be pretty close up until the later levels. And then, as I said, you'll see. And Prissy is on probably one of my favorite layouts. This one's super easy. Every so often, the game kind of gives you like a nice layout, and it's like here, here's a break. We've crushed your soul enough. But yeah, so you can see here, those blue monsters will keep blinking until Prissy stops exploding monsters like that. And as I said before, I don't know if it's an intentional game design, but it's smart. So that's going to be either red or yellow. And okay, that was really good. So you can see kind of the difference already, because I think Prissy went for 2 gems there or something, but Cat did not. So you can see this is where the playstyles are going to differentiate a bit. But the problem with Prissy's playstyle is as soon as luck does not agree, and it spawns like a really bad color gem, because you could have like 1 color monster. It's not like reflective or anything like that. Like if you have like 10 red monsters, for example, on the screen and 1 white one, and you spawn a gem, it could still be the white one. And Prissy plays it, a little bit more high risk, high reward. So as soon as he spawns a gem in like the middle of nowhere, then he basically needs to go into recovery mode, and that makes it a little bit harder to deal with. So, and this game is cruel. It's entirely possible where, for example, you could have 2 colors left, like 1 bomb or something and 1 monster, and you can be waiting with that 1 monster, and you can drop like, I've seen 7 bombs before, probably even more, of the wrong color. Like it won't give you, there's no probability, it doesn't seem to follow any kind of chart like that. So it's like almost complete RNG in the sense that it's very possible that you can continuously get bombs that you don't need, and it probably will happen. I'd be surprised if we didn't see that at all. Yeah, sometimes that's the cool thing about creating combos too. Sometimes the diamonds literally fall into place and they destroy a group of monsters that spawn more diamonds. So especially on more of the later levels where there's only like those normal type of monsters where they destroy in 1 bomb, sometimes when you clear out screens like that. So Prissy is entering the first screen, I think, in the game that has like these diagonal guys. And they're basically the red ones. So they basically need to line up in a diagonal line before you clear them. And this is where Prissy, his playstyle works out. You see, he spawned a red bomb. All these guys gone now. He doesn't have to worry about individually destroying all of these things. I'd be really surprised if Cat didn't try to do the exact same thing. So, and she did, but she got screwed with the green gem. So she'll have to work a little bit harder to spawn a gem. But if not, you'll see the difference, because now we're gonna have to clear out all these little red guys, which are very annoying. Especially, like, this level right now is not that bad because it's still early on. So kind of like damage mitigation and stuff like that, it's pretty easy to recover. But in the later levels, there's actually, I think, on 97 and 98, those are probably the 2 worst levels of the entire game. You have double changing monsters and you have diagonal monsters mixed. And one of them, a 98 in particular, that one kills me. I hate it. I've tried 99. I've only tried 99 like 4 times or something, but I've died on 98 like twice. And there's basically diagonal monsters in the entire screen, and the only way to do it is if you spawn gems, which are kind of hard to rearrange everything because you have such a limited amount of time, like more stuff falls all over you. And if you don't do it, then you basically need to clear out all the diagonal monsters as fast as you can, which is also pretty hard to do. So you're kind of shafted either way there. And I guess one other mechanic that you haven't really seen yet, because these guys are so good, is there's a thwomp guy, I guess, that kind of like the orangey thing at the top of the stage. If Wario starts his countdown timer, then this thwomp starts crushing you. And the only way to like raise the screen back up is if you destroy monsters in either a group of 4 or horizontally destroy monsters in a group of 3. So you'll probably start to see it. I don't even know if you'll start to see it. Like Thwomp these two guys might not actually make a single appearance. I'm kind of surprised. I don't think it will. Maybe there could be like some kind of incentive or something for actually seeing Thwomp, but I don't think he's gonna show up space. So they're just too good. I can't express like how much skill actually goes into being this coordinated and playing this coherently. Yeah, for us non-superhumans, exactly, dude. Like, it's not gonna happen. So again, this is a pretty bad screen. This is kind of like a sort of 48. It kind of gives you a little bit of practice. Prissy is setting up pretty smart, you can see. He doesn't really have a lot of like rogue red guys. So he's dealing with it pretty good. It's pretty interesting the way that they both set this up. So Cat's in a really good position because basically, okay, maybe not. All right. Dude, those look at the lingering kind of like yellow with these guys. It doesn't want to go away. And this is where this game is great. Like, yellow is worthless on Prissy's screen, so is pink. But it's got so much staying power sometimes. And the problem is, that's actually something, the other mechanic that I probably should have said, is you can't actually pick up a gem. That's one of the big differences between the Super Nintendo version and the NES version, is you can actually like scoop up the gems and move them when it comes to the Super Nintendo version, but for the NES version it does not. They're just stuck. So you just kind of have to hope that it spawns in a good location, because otherwise you basically can't move them. You have to work around. So yeah, please, game is easy. Yeah, it's enough. I think that's lies. So I think probably starting now, we can kind of talk about the race, because mechanic-wise, I think I've exhausted that. I'm not sure what else there is to say about that. So hopefully you guys understand at least what's going on, because as I said, there's a lot that goes into the movement in this game. And one thing that I really like about these guys too is how they raise the monsters to clear out stacks. It's actually a very smart mechanic. So in terms of stuff, I think Cat's in a pretty good position. It looks like they're still pretty equal. Cat's a little bit ahead, it looks like. And let's see, watch. Pink. I knew it! I knew it, dude! See, this game, dude. Yeah. This game. I swear. Like, the most useless pink diamonds will always spawn. Bomb's eyes on Percy's side looked into his soul. Yeah, man. Yeah, you'll start to see Thwomp actually make an appearance, I think, in the later levels, but they destroy things so fast that probably he's not going to stay too long. I can't imagine he'll stay that long. They're never in any serious danger. Maybe there's going to be like a commentator's curse here. I've never actually seen either of them die on 99 before. So here's a huge jinx. Maybe I just ruined it. I don't think I did. Hopefully not. This better not be like the first time one of them proves me wrong, but I've never seen either of them die on 99. Okay, so who's actually ahead here? It looks like Cat's a little bit ahead. So Prissy spawned a pretty good pink diamond there. And another cool thing about watching Prissy is a lot of the times he actually tries to set up, not necessarily like gem-based combos, but combos in a way where, if, again, like after he destroys something, something else falls and destroys it. So that actually takes time off the timer, which in the earlier stages isn't really that decent. It's not that helpful, but definitely like probably 60 onwards. It makes a big difference, I think, and you should probably, at least in my random opinion, if you play this, try to spawn gems probably from like 60 onwards, like heavily, because doing that or creating small combos basically eliminates Wario, and that makes the whole dynamic just gone. You don't have to worry about anything like that. You don't have to worry about him spawning more monsters or whatever. So Cat's in a good position. She's one stage ahead. She's gonna go and destroy this red bomb here. That gives her white. And that's actually a pretty decent clear. But white can still spawn because of that one white bomb on the screen. And if Prissy gets red or blue, it's really good. So he just basically has to deal with this, and he's gonna get a blue gem there, so he's done. So that's the advantage. There's as I said kind of earlier, like 2 distinctive advantages between doing that. If you want to take those stages and clear them kind of like more independently, that's basically what you're left with. So I think Prissy, maybe that's what we'll see of him the more of these levels kind of come into play, where he kind of focuses on all the other color monsters first, and then he focuses on the double ones. So what's good about that is if you can clear it in such a way, then gem RNG doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna spawn a red one, you're gonna spawn a blue one, you're gonna be in a good situation. So Cat spawned a light blue one. Just gonna have to dig a little bit, and that's actually kind of unfortunate. The bomb, you see that? It spawned all the way on the other side, so she'll have to move a little bit. And Prissy's got a weird combination of green bombs there. So he's probably gonna set up on Prissy's screen. That was really smart. There's kind of like a borderline N shape that you can destroy monsters in as well. And that's exactly what Prissy did. So he got rid of that really well. And Cat has a weird formation. Look at this. She's building like a pink castle or something. Hey, it worked! I'll never question her architecture again. That looked really strange. Okay, so this is the first jerk I was talking about earlier. 48 really sucks. I don't like this one because there's not really a great way to do it. You basically, as soon as you destroy one of those color monsters, you spawn an extra chance to basically spawn 2 different color bombs. So obviously you can spawn white ones now, and you can spawn more red ones, and the problem is after you destroy kind of like a group of those monsters, you're not guaranteed that you're going to get like a gem that's reflective again of the double monsters. So you're constantly trying to balance, I think, both clearing out what doesn't matter, which is kind of like the other more generic ones, and the double ones, which can be a very big time waste because, as you can see now, we're actually finally going to see the timer on Cat's screen and Wario make an appearance. So he can start dropping double monsters, which makes this even harder to clear. You can see another blue one come down. So this is why this stage really sucks. We'll see if Prissy does it in a different way. He actually got a different layout. They both had different layouts, so I actually don't know which layout is better. In terms of the actual game and stuff like that, every stage, minus a couple stages, has 2 different layouts. So these guys actually both had 2 different layouts on this screen, and both suck. It doesn't matter what layout that you get. Both literally suck. There's not one better 48 than there is a different one, but yeah, they both suck. You did 1 in 20. Hey, Manix. So that was actually a really good gem for Prissy. He'll get rid of all those monsters. He's in a pretty good situation. You might not even see Wario here. Oh, dude, the red there. Poor Prissy. Now, watch. It's gonna be, the game is gonna say here, lots of red, dude. Alright, that's not bad. Okay. Oh, there we go. We have a red one again. Okay, at least he got rid of the red. You can see, like, this is what the game is nice when you have like one lingering color there. So we're pretty even again, even with the kind of differences in strategies there. They're back, kind of like neck and neck. Prissy had a really good white diamond spawn there. And he's probably, yeah, he's gonna make this pink gem, get another pink gem, okay. And that's actually very smart what Prissy just did. So, obviously, if you clear out a gem, it doesn't get rid of bombs. So that's something to point out too. So if you ever have a gem on screen, you basically want to destroy the gem with as many bombs as you can to get rid of the bombs as well. Otherwise, you're gonna have obviously leftovers, and that's what creates that RNG situation where like weird things spawn that's not really desirable. So in this case, that was very smart. He grabbed 2 red bombs, then he got rid of that. So it looks like Cat's still ahead. She went into 50 slightly before. And 50 is kind of like the first real level that you kind of have to move stuff around a lot. It's a pretty easy level still. Like the pattern that Prissy got, it's not that bad. but you do have to move, and this is kind of, I think, one of the first levels that actually required pretty decent movement. And that was actually very smart, getting that bomb like that. So Percy's staying on top of that, and that was really smart of Kat. She basically used the stack, and that's actually smart too. Ah, she got screwed though. But it was really smart because she used the stack to disrupt the momentum of the bomb and then move it. So there's all kinds of little stuff like that. I guess one other thing that I forgot to say too is if you put yourself and you pick yourself up, you know, like a stack of monsters, you can actually push yourself all the way to the top of the stack. So you basically like instantly teleport up, which is actually a nice little mechanic. You can run up monsters, as you guys have probably seen these guys do, but kind of teleporting up immediately saves quite a bit of time in both the speedrun and clearing up monsters. So that's actually really useful. And again, Prissy had some pretty decent luck there, and the bomb that just fell. And Kat's doing a really good job. This is what I like kind of watching Kat, because as I said, she's like very systematic, like very structured, very orderly, and it's actually really interesting because she creates stacks in such a way where she's not always focusing on like one side. Like she'll be building multiple different stacks of monsters without actually focusing on just one. I think it's very easy. That's actually really hard to do in this game. It's very easy to be kind of like over centralized and like pick one group of monsters. You can see, for example, she moved those 3 blues and 3 reds and the pink all together at the same time here. So that's one of her kind of like, I think, playstyle advantages, where she just constantly is sorting everything at the same time. And that's very hard to do. That's actually incredibly hard. So, and if you guys have any donations or anything like that, definitely come in and kick me off or whatever. I'm okay with that, totally.
Yeah, unfortunately right now we've got no donations, but I can do a couple plugs real quick.
Sure, go right ahead.
Again, as I mentioned before the run started, we've got a prize going right now through the end of Front Mission Gun Hazard. That's Hollow Knight, a donation of $5 or 500 bits or more enters you in the drawing for that. Coming up, we've also got that Front Mission Gun Hazard file name incentive, up to 6 characters. We've got 4 choices there, plus you could add your own if you want to try to snipe that, as well as a bonus Mega Man 2 randomizer run coming up later on. That still needs a little over $200 to be met as well. So get your donations in while you can, and anything is appreciated very much.
Awesome, thank you, guys. Would you play this game? It's a scary one.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I played this game as a child.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's been quite a while. Actually, might have it in this drawer here. I think I bought it recently, but then never put it in.
That's awesome. I like it.
I should break it up.
Dude, the sync is real. Like, basically frames apart. So that's actually, I'm very curious to see where we're starting to see like a differentiation. It might not happen again. You know, maybe it'll be neck and neck all the way until it can. So Kat probably has a really favorable bomb spawn there. Not really a great gem though. She basically had like 2 red bombs fall directly on her. Super easy to clear that one stack. Unfortunately, it spawned a green, or sorry, yellow. Technically, it's not yellow. What is this color? We were talking about this the other day. What is this? I don't know how to. What is this? Orange? This is the actual thing. That's the actual color. People call it orange. People call it yellow. They're both wrong. It's some very obscure color. That's what you're supposed to call it. It's like half brown, half yellow. Orange.
Got a little gold in it to me, maybe.
Yeah, me. I'm not sure, dude. Like, it's yeah, it's a special color. But I think that's something that's always kind of like, I wouldn't say bothered me, but everybody says yellow, everybody says orange. It's not really either. So where are we? Cat has a really... She's gonna go for a combo. It's gonna go and destroy the red, which is smart. That knocks some time off the thing. Yeah. Alright, so 56 is another one of those stages that you kind of have to take carefully. There's a lot of these monsters, but they're in a really weird stack. So, Prissy, this is where gems again come in useful. All the blue are gone. He's probably going to try to... He's risking it. So the problem is he has to get a red gem now. Or a red monster, sorry. But that was actually a very smart play by Prissy too. Really, really smart. Really, really smart. Dude, look at that. That's so good. That was really good. He basically got rid of that entire stack. All at the same time. Yeah, it was Orish. Orish, I'm not sure. I can't remember. Something like that. So this is where Kat's feeling the heat just a little bit more. Although she had a good gem drop there. And she's going to set that up. She's probably going to destroy the red, yeah. So now she just has to hope. And hopefully it's a green gem, not a good. That's really helpful too. Because that obviously cuts down a substantial amount of work that she'll have to do afterwards. Yeah, making words up. So it's kind of, what is this pattern? Alright, that worked out for Prissy. He made like some kind of like tower of orange or yellow, I guess. You guys want to call it that. And it worked out clearing it. So again, 58 is again kind of a jerk level because a lot of these of the double monsters, they're not really in a way that you can kind of like stack them without moving a lot of stuff. So he's going to make a gem here. That's actually very smart. Pink though. He's got 3 pink bombs. He can't really do this without being kind of clever about it. So he's going to wait. That's a smart decision, I think. Because there's no way that you can put like 4 bombs on something. As soon as you line up 3 bombs in a row, the bomb itself destroys. So there's no way that you can do that. And Kat's entering the exact same pattern actually, so it'll be interesting to see how she's doing this. But she decides to get rid of... That's a really favorable bomb spawn. Pink though, again, dude. I like... Is it like fixed? do we know that this is maybe fixed the entire time? They both get pink gems. Not really the most useful bomb drop. So hopefully one of them gets a better one. Light blue, that's gonna make a difference. And Prissy had some pretty good luck there with the way that the bombs fell. More luck too, also with the way that one bomb also destroyed. So actually this is going to be really well for Prissy. He basically doesn't even need to move because the red monsters turn into white and he already had all the white stuff to destroy the white as it turned into transition. So he gets out of there pretty easy. And you can again see, I think, the difference in the methodical playstyles. So as soon as, there we go, it says, as soon as Kat gets a red bomb, she can get rid of all that stuff. And hopefully, I'd say light blue bomb, you want it? No, white. White's not that bad. That's still gonna get rid of, I guess, some of those things, but... Pretty close still. And that was a really unfortunate spawn too. There was one yellow monster guy or whatever that literally spawned as Kat was clearing everything for the Wario time. So that seems to be obviously like a thing on the higher levels. Is the more that you wait, obviously the more monsters that actually spawn. I don't know if they actually spawn at like a fixed interval or anything, but yeah, it's definitely harder. I think starting now, actually, you'll start to see it 60 onwards. You'll start to see Wario make a better appearance. And on top of that too, more bombs and stuff like that might get screwed over when creating gems because there's a lot more diverse layouts with other monsters. So Prissy enters 61st. Good work, Mushroom. Yeah, Wario's dialogue in this is like pretty S tier. He basically says very minimalistic things, which are all pretty worthless. Yeah, he doesn't try very hard. mean, we might be, dude. There might be some kind of like Soylent Green after thing here. This is true. So that was some really good work by Prissy, moving that around. And Cat's waiting on a pink. This is where this game is hard too, because she's waiting on a pink bomb, which she just got there. But there's a very delicate balancing process between waiting, especially on the higher levels. Like you can kind of see, like as Prissy clears this screen going into the next screen, how high the monster stack goes. So it's probably going to be, looks like 4 from the top. So in some of the 80 stages, or 90 for sure, it basically starts at 2 at the top. So you have very, and it's very, very important to balance your time between waiting for a favorable spawn and just going. So there is a point where you literally have to go and just focus on whatever. But I never understood how these are monsters either. Do you guys think these are monsters? I mean, they don't really look... Okay, I guess maybe by default they are monsters, because what else could they be? But they look really friendly. Like, I would adopt one and have it as a pet. Like... Alright, so we're both on 61. It looks like Prissy has a bit of a lead now. So Cat, I think, entered 61st. Or sorry, she entered 51st. So Prissy's got a bit of a lead. Or sorry, Prissy has a bit of a lead, I meant to say. So in terms of... Oh yeah, Cat has like these blue bombs that really suck right now. But hopefully that... Watch, blue gem? Okay, good. Doesn't spawn a blue gem. So the last thing that she needs... That's actually a really favorable bomb spawn because it gets rid of that light. So she doesn't have to worry about that. And she really have to work hard for this. Oh, that's unfortunate. Literally, she cleared the white, another white monster spawned. So she basically needs to... Okay, red. Now by default, it doesn't really matter what drops. RNG, and she's gonna spawn yellow. Good. All done. So Prissy, really smart moving there. He decided to destroy all the green at the same time. And that's something that's really hard to do too, is there's pretty much always a situation where if you want, you can destroy all the monsters at the same time. But how they do it is a lot harder than it looks. So Prissy got a green gem, but he destroyed it a little bit early. Now he's gonna have to deal with these green bombs that drop. And Cat made pretty good work on this screen, and she decided to destroy. That's actually a really good thing too. She destroyed everything. So Cat probably gonna deal. Look at this luck. Look at the luck though. I think you. Hey, Filthy Turtle, welcome. Yeah, the game is relentless like that. So Cat's probably gonna move this green, yeah, and then destroy it so she makes a line there, and that was worth it. So that's definitely going to help her because she can get rid of all these red guys. And opting to destroy the bomb again, very smart move. Really good screen for Cat. Although that gem drop kind of sucked. Don't really need a green one. And Prissy making pretty good work of this screen too. But this is where, like if Cat lucks out, that's actually a really good gem drop for her too. Because I was going to say, if Cat lucks out with a gem, you can kind of see that they just save between each other. Because Prissy didn't necessarily get like the best diamond drops to help him there. But Cat, because she kind of cleared all the other monsters first, did. So she kind of like, wouldn't necessarily say force the RNG, because there is kind of still like a luck aspect behind that. But at the same time, it's interesting to see how these two playstyles literally diverge. So decent, that really smart move again by Prissy, and he created a combo there, kind of probably more by accident because it just dropped in a certain way. Prissy kicking possibly for the first time in 64 levels. I'm not sure I saw a kick before. That shows how underutilized that sometimes is. But to be fair too, you don't have a lot of opportunity to kick. You basically have an opportunity to kick when there's like almost nothing left and you want to not move because standing by the door is faster. So that's a thing. But yeah, like when all the monster stacks, it's pretty hard to find utilization of the kick. It's basically in 1 to 20 that you find the kick, I think, more utilized because the monster stacks are much lower. So Cat, again, very orderly, making good work of that. Opting to destroy the pink monsters but leaving the pink bomb. So we'll see again if that's a big deal. Now it's spawning more pink junk on her side. Although that was pretty favorable, so. And that was a really good use of the kick as well. So I think 70 onwards is where we're really gonna see kind of like the crappier levels come out. They're not as friendly. There's a lot of time waste, 70 to 90. So that's. We'll see how it goes. They're pretty close though. Prissy obviously has a bit of a lead again. One of these jerk levels again. It's very hard, I think, the color changing ones, although he actually did that really well. Although he spawned a pink gem kind of all the way down there, which not as useful as it would have been obviously a blue or red that probably just would have destroyed all the blue and red. And Cat's gonna get rid of that blue gem. So she's left with, she's gonna spawn the red. Really smart, but just as she was destroying that, red spawned again. I've seen Cat play this sometimes, and they really want to give her like all kinds of and red bombs. So this is where Prissy's again playstyle comes a little bit trickier. Although that was again a very favorable spawn there too. Basically got two blue bombs right back to back to kind of get him out of that jam. Otherwise, he would have been left with a bunch of monsters, separate colors. And this is where, again, Wario sucks, specifically with these double monsters, because you have to destroy them at the same time. So that was actually pretty decent mitigation there by Prissy. And Cat has a really good setup here. She's gonna get rid of probably the blue. Yeah. So that was actually really good. She got rid of the red. And that's really, I think, literally the benefit of Cat's playstyle. Is stuff like this, like she's in a really good situation where once everything is kind of like stacked up like that, it's so good. Like basically everything destroys. You don't have to like rely on luck at all. It's very systematic and strong. So again, I want to point out the amount of time that you collect money. Both of these guys have collected 3. So I think it's every 50, right? Every 50 gold coins or whatever you get, you collect basically a continue. So if anybody dies at this point, then it's just over. They can't continue because nobody has collected enough gold to actually continue. The game doesn't. That's what that CR on the right side stands for. So you actually have to work for your continues in this by collecting the money that falls at the end of the screen. Prissy kind of dancing with that diamond a little bit. Every so often, Toad just kind of has a mind of his own, and that was a. Yeah, no. Every so often, Toad kind of has like a mind of his own. He gets like stuck on stuff, like walking up these monsters and just sitting there. And that was not really a great diamond spawn for Prissy. He's gonna have to move some stuff around, but make short work of it. And again, this screen 68. It seems like every level that has like an in it really sucks. 68 is notoriously bad because it has very spaced out double monsters and very spaced out normal monsters. And you'll see it again, obviously in 98 and 97. But Cat actually really good gem drop there. And blue, really blue. Like the most useless gem. Oh, poor Cat. That sure helped the game. Thanks, dude. Alright, so again, still really decent. And And again, almost frame by frame. The sync is real, dude. Although, well, maybe not exactly close, but Prissy, there we go. Yeah, as I said, like, it's very interesting to watch these guys independently. But even if you know nothing about this game, their playstyles are very, very different in the sense that as soon as RNG or luck doesn't want to favor Prissy, then I think, again, the methodicalness of Cat will pull ahead. Like, she'll definitely pull ahead. But Prissy will probably stay ahead as long as luck favors him, just because that kind of playstyle, being more aggressive about it, is probably more beneficial. But the same, like, you can see, like, when you really spawn stuff and it falls in a favorable position, the difference between these two screens, kind of like what Prissy just did on the side there. So the downside, though, is he's going to have one extra, although I guess it didn't matter because the gem spawned anyway. But you can definitely see how fast the difference is clearing out wise when you just spawn continuous gems like that. So it's safer what Cat's doing, but at the same time it's faster, obviously, what Prissy's doing. And 70 onwards. So it's actually kind of interesting is the monsters themselves that are diagonal, that you have to kill in a diagonal way. They always come in a very large quantity. And I think that was intentional only because in the later stages, like if you start to see Wario, no matter what, like I don't think you'll be able to see it just because they cleared out so fast. But no matter what, if you destroy like the diagonal monsters, you're gonna have to keep that thwomp thing above. So like no matter what, even casually, the more you destroy those monsters, so watch Prissy screen, it goes back up. So there's so many of these like diagonal monsters that it's almost impossible on a level where there's actually diagonal monsters to get crushed to death by that thwomp thing, because you're constantly destroying diagonal monsters. And I think that's why probably they designed it at the time, because otherwise if they didn't design it and it was only like groups of 4 or something like that, it would be substantially harder to actually survive. But basically because there's so many every single time, I'm assuming that's why they keep that thwomp like that. Otherwise it would have been actually pretty difficult, I think, to clear a vast majority of these stages. Prissy handled that really well. Cat set up for having rough luck with the bombs. Alright. So where are we now? 71 and 71. Just a little bit ahead here. So Cat's probably gonna try to make yellow. Yeah. And Prissy's just gonna clear the screen and go. So that was a pretty good gem drop. Red's obviously gonna get quite a bit of mileage there. And Prissy again has a really weird screen. It seems screens like alternate between sometimes giving you a break and then sometimes really testing all your abilities at once. And that's actually a really good thing that Prissy just did, waiting. He's going to... I think he was trying to create a combo there, but a little bit too early there. And all the blues gone. Green gem spawned, not as useful, but still going to be pretty useful. And Cat really, again, the difference, we'll see. Wizardman recently beat 99, which is no small. So hopefully that's a red gem for Prissy, otherwise he's gonna kind of be stuck waiting. He really wants this to spawn a red one. Yep, that's good for him. So Cat's on the same screen. Obviously green gem, not useful. You really want that first gem to be either blue or red. This. You don't really want it to be anything else. Otherwise it's basically a waste of an opportunity. And another kind of fun screen. This is a really easy screen. there's really no reason not to create as many gem opportunities screen that Prissy's on. Very, very, very simple to do that. And obviously it makes the screen much more fast. So creating, I think he's created like six gems or something now, 5 or 6. So yeah, that was perfectly handled. And this is the great thing, because he's got 2 of each color monster, and you need at least 3 obviously to destroy that stack. So regardless of what gem that spawned, he would have been safe. It didn't matter if it was green or the other color. And unfortunately, Cat kind of shafted here. She didn't get that friendly pattern that Prissy did in 73. She has to work a little bit harder here. So that was kind of a nice break for Prissy in terms of the pattern that he got and what luck decided to give him there. As far as we know, we don't know for sure, but we're pretty sure that the patterns themselves are frame-based. They seem to alternate like every frame or something like that, so it's basically impossible. It's basically impossible, literally, to predict what you're going to get, except for the first screen. But at that point, it's just a risk that fast. No, the levels themselves probably pretty improvisational. Or sorry, a lot of improv. There's really not. I mean, like there's certain strategies. I think general strategies, but realistically, it's pretty much in your hands in terms of skill. So if something goes really wrong, then you're pretty screwed. you're just outright screwed. I think that's the thing. So. Oh, Prissy with the mad kicks there. Probably kicked like 8 times during that little transition. Very smart by Prissy, though not laying those bombs down backs and destroying the white stack. So again, white for Cat, pink, that's actually really good. Let's see what she does. So she's in a really good position. Again, this is Cat's playstyle. She basically has opportunity for 2 gems there, which she's both going to get. Actually, excellent gem drop. Because now red is going to spawn whatever. So unfortunately the gem drop itself didn't really do much, but she had the opportunity at least to spawn 2 gems back to back, just the way she was stacking stuff. And that might create a combo with the way it falls, it did. So she's again chipping away at it here. Kind of confused on where to put the red apparently. She's done. Yeah, I can't agree with that more. Literally, I can't agree with that more. What Wizard said. Like the amounts of skill that actually goes into playing this on the level that they're playing it is utterly obscene. So, and that's actually another reason too. Talking and playing this. I actually don't. Every time that I stream this, I usually have myself muted just because it's so hard to communicate with people and talk at the same time and play this. So kind of not really a friendly layup for Cat. There's not really a great way to like put these 5 guys that she has left. She's gonna have 1 left over like that. And this is where Cat's in a weird situation because she wants to wait for that white, and she got it, to destroy obviously kind of that white stack and get rid of that monster. And that's actually very smart what Cat just did. She deliberately avoided destroying that white stack because she wants to make sure that that stack did not produce another red gem. Something that I don't think I noticed, or sorry, I mentioned yet. The gems are random, which I did notice, or sorry, I did mention. But if there's like a blue gem or a red gem or something on the screen, it's entirely possible that if you spawn another gem, that you'll get the same color of a gem. So Cat deliberately waiting to do that was actually very smart because that forced obviously the game to give her a beneficial color and not a duplicate red gem. And again, you can see just the way that she's decided to create this screen, very smart. And yeah, sorry, just to go back to what you said, was like it's really very, very, very strong. The amount of skill that goes into this on this kind of level. So Prissy in a really good position again. It didn't matter even what he needed, so off he goes to 77, slightly ahead of Cat. really smart. He's gonna move the blue. He is gonna move the blue. He's gonna risk it. That was actually really smart by Prissy too. He decided not to just destroy the stack and to move over. And this is where you start to really feel the pinch, because you don't have that time like you do in the previous levels to run over and like make a certain stack or that. Like you literally, if you watch, especially starting with the 80 levels, how fast that timer fills up. It's pretty fast. So you really don't have much time to decision make. You basically need to figure out, okay, what am I going to do and then now. So Cat also playing it kind of risky there, forcing a blue. That was actually very smart placement also by Cat. She's going to move the pink and then destroy the pink again to create blue. Still a pretty good bomb drop, or a gem drop. There's a lot of blue left on the screen, so I don't think that was wasted. I think in these more levels where there's just like one kind of monster, you really want the gem drops just to be beneficial. They're actually useful. So she's probably going to move the pink, and then destroy pink. The pink dropped though right when she did that. It's kind of annoying. So now she has another pink element to deal with. But that's still not bad. And she's going to make yellow, whatever that color is, if you want to call it. So pretty favorable luck screen. Nothing went horribly wrong in the sense that RNG decided to or anything. Gave her some pretty good drops, and this is one of the best patterns you can have, because it's basically no matter where she destroys that monster, it'll again create a gem drop that's beneficial to her. So again, very weird screen. There's just no good way to do this screen, because the second that you then you really have to commit to it. So this is where Prissy's waiting. This is kind of high octane style. So he got the white. He waited for the white. He was waiting for that blue. Very smart. So this is where the gem sucks, though. Really, that's not anything that really helps him. So he's probably gonna drop the pink yet. Spawn another one. Blue. That's great. Exactly what Prissy wants. Interesting choice that he decided to destroy that monster for whatever reason. Oh, to get rid of the bomb. That was very smart. That was very smart. He got rid of the extra bomb by destroying that one extra monster before he created the gem, just to avoid again the duplicate color. That was very smart. So Cat waiting out the white. Deciding, very smart by her, so she can move this over. Alright, and she enters 79. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like their two playstyles are very complementary to each other. Like, as I said, a couple times now, it's actually pretty interesting to see how it kind of like comes and goes, because it's not necessarily luck based. Like, I never want to say like, oh yeah, Prissy can play this game, but it's luck. No, he's very skilled. It's just there is an element that on kind of like the messier screens that you need to rely on luck, obviously, on you a good gem, and then at that point, like, you jump ahead a lot. Yeah, well, yeah, and Cat's that's where Cat's playstyle is just excellent, because like, it's a little bit more methodical, but it is like there's not a lot of mistakes in the way that she plays, and on top of that too, she's basically like always in control, but like she's really fantastic at sorting in such a way that she's literally sorting multiple piles at the same time. Like, if you watch just her screen or something in the next round, just see how many piles that she's probably trying to go for at the same time. It's actually usually pretty utterly insane. She usually has like 2 or 3 going on at the same time. So how her mind can see that all the time is crazy. So it looks like Prissy, look at this. The sync is almost real, dude. Again, maybe seconds off. monster barrage, do you? Alright, so Cat getting lucky here. Obviously, this is the better of two patterns. Although this one's a pretty friendly pattern too, that Prissy. Lots of opportunities for easy gem creation. Prissy's gonna go for that blue and spawn. Blue! Blue makes blue, guys. Who would have known? Alright, it's the Cat. Alright, again, you can see, I don't think in situations like this, like Prissy has a really good approach. Like his general playstyle, I don't think he's ever really screwed this. It's pretty hard in a very friendly layout like this to spawn a gem that's unfavorable. So he's in pretty good shape. Although a lot of pink. The game wants to give Prissy pink right now. Okay, so this is where you start to get 2 from the top. I can't remember. It's possible that the very final level 1 from the top? No, it has 2, I think. It has 2. I've died there many times before. Actually, I've died there only a couple times. I've only tried 99 instead of like 4 times or something, but yeah. 80 onwards, I think most stacks are very close to the top, which really forces you to think and act really quickly. You don't really have a choice anymore to think about what you want to do. And Prissy spawning decent gem. That's going to get rid of a lot of different monsters. It's very smart by Prissy waiting for that bomb too. And Cat, yeah, Cat, hopefully that's a good... See, this is the problem too, like on the screen, where there's a lot of double monsters, is you really can't wait. Like you really need to figure out what you want to do. Very reactionary. So you really want to, based on what you get, either destroy kind of like the non-essential monsters, like the blue guys or whatever ones, to make room, or you want to, again, force a gem drop as best as you can. So she's gonna go for that green, hopefully there's a red. And she's in a good position. She does decide to destroy that, because that stack is only going to be active until the blue bomb drops, which actually is good there. And then pink. The only thing she doesn't need to. There's not even a pink mark. So look, this is the game in a nutshell. Hey Ryder, welcome. And Why brother. So there's kind of like a bit of a controversy around pink. In particular, I think there's like level 18 or something like that. There's a stack of 5 of pink monsters right off the beginning. And you want, like, if the bomb that drops is pink, you always want to destroy that stack immediately. But because there's 6, there's basically a stack of 5 and then 1 pink one. Because there's 6, it almost always spawns a pink bomb again. Or a pink gem, sorry. So the odds of it, there's so many different colors on the screen, but it almost always spawns another pink bomb. And that's one of the things like people kind of talk about, but I don't know if there's like actual proof of it, is pink seems to be like the lowest drop rate, or maybe like, I'm not sure in terms of like gem creation or anything like that, but there's a very high probability, at least 18, if you destroy that stack of 5, 4, whatever, with a bomb, that it'll spawn a pink gem, and then you have a very useless pink gem. You can't do anything with it. And it seems to happen a lot with pink. Maybe it's just a standout color. Maybe it's because it's easy to notice. Maybe it's because it's actually a color that people know. But instead of this orish, whatever that one was. But yeah, no, it's pretty nuts here. But both doing pretty good. Prissy with the lead change again slightly. Dealing with the diagonal monster is very smart. He's not necessarily going for a lot of combos in the screen, he's just getting rid of them. And that's probably a smart idea too, because there's a lot of diagonals. So it's interesting to see, I think, when both of them decide when it's okay to take a risk and when it's okay to wait. Very smart bomb placement by Prissy. So Cat in good shape with the pink. The movement, slight movement error by Cat there, although that worked out. More pink. Okay, sure. you. Cat with the pink bombs, I swear. The movement error allowed her to create a line of bombs. Like, it doesn't matter if you manage anyway somehow to have like a line of 5 bombs. It doesn't need to be like a set of monsters and whatever. As long as you destroy 5 of the same color of anything, it'll create a gem. So she basically had like 5 white bombs there, and that was able to spawn a gem. So Prissy making pretty good work of 83, just waiting for that one blue bomb. Hopefully nothing spawns, and it didn't, so he's out of there. So Cat creating a combo, which is like essential on kind of like 80 onwards. Combos are basically essential at this point. So, very good white bomb placement by her. And she's left, this is the kind of the awkward part, is she's left with multiple diagonal monsters. And that's, actually she's making good work of that. So that was actually really, really good by her. Because the problem if you have multiple different color monsters is they, well, multiple diagonal monsters is obviously they require a diagonal line to destroy. So once you have multiple ones left like that, you basically have to create like a staircase kind of pattern to deal with them. Green kind of shafted her, destroyed a little bit early. Definitely not what she wanted to do. She was trying to make that green stack for the gem. So Prissy. Smart usage. It's kind of interesting, like, out of 84 levels, what are the odds that both really collect? Like, they must fall in a very specific way if you hang out by the door all the time. I would like to think that's not obviously luck. So, smart by Cat to wait for that white bomb drop. And 85, Prissy's got a pretty easy layout. This is a pretty friendly layout. He's deciding to focus on red. Very smart. The red gem though, not super great. I guess it's okay. That one red monster dude that came down. I guess I made that red gem drop all worth it. So I think 88 is another trash level. 86 looks pretty bad. So I think we'll start to again see maybe one more time, based on obviously the levels themselves. Sorry, but 80, 88, and 90 onwards, there's quite a few levels. So Prissy with that combo to reduce the meter slightly, and the pink gem to destroy. He's probably going to try to build green in a line. He is. The very smart move by Prissy too. Not moving, because if he moved the other way, it would have accidentally destroyed that stack that he was working on of green. So very smart, within seconds to realize that was going to happen. And Cat methodically plugging away here. So Cat, pretty good control, I think. Very smart movement there. Literally with that stack and moving it. And probably, oh, she does destroy it. I'm surprised that she destroyed that. I thought maybe she would have moved the blue into like one separate stack. So 86 and 86. So Cat approaching the trash pattern that Prissy's just about to clear here. And no way Prissy can't get out of here. Yeah, he's done. So it'll be interesting to see. Cat, very smart. Oh, I messed up. Didn't say she tried to create a gem. There's almost like a frame perfect way that you bomb in this, where sometimes the way that you like move the bomb up or you move the bomb down, it actually counts. Like it's really hard to explain that, but if you have a horizontal line and a diagonal line, and if you're able to raise the bomb and such the bomb is falling, and all 5 match, even if the bomb itself isn't grounded to anything, like if it's even in the air, you can still create gem opportunities like that. But it's not. I wouldn't say it's like frame perfect or anything, but it's obviously very specific. So she was trying to do that, and she kind of got screwed up just a little bit because that didn't happen. The last bomb didn't stay put, and that was really bad luck. She had a row of bombs there that just destroyed the second that she decided to raise them. So she has to dig to get rid of this yellow one now. Yeah, it's literally as Wizard said, like it's. I struggle to say it's frame perfect. Like I've played video games before or whatever that have like actual stuff in them, but it's very tight. You know, your window to do it is probably like 2 or 3 frames or something. So it's not essentially frame perfect, but it's still very, very tight for a puzzle game. So Cat in pretty good control with his double monsters, waiting on a white bomb. Definitely wants something to drop. Oh, there's her white bomb. Very smart by her, making sure that it actually creates a gem. Again with the pink for Cat. Poor Cat. Give her all the pink. So, pretty good situation. Basically just needs one white. Again, kind of luck screwed. If you fall in such a way that it can create a 3, that's exactly what happened to Cat again. There's a lot of accidental kind of like bomb explosions like that. And yeah, I'd probably say like 2 or 3 frames or something. That's pretty close. You can see the craziness on Cat's screen. So gold is, this is where this game is crazy on these guys. So at the end of screen, like you can see Prissy, he's about to clear it, even though he'll hang out by the door. At the end of every screen, on the left side, there's a counter where that gold says 24. 24 gold coins will drop after Prissy clears this screen. But he's not going to stay around, he's going to hang by the door. But if you collect 50 of those coins, then the game actually gives you a continue. So basically the way that they're playing it right now, the top number is how much gold that you can get. And that reduces every time Wario makes an appearance. But if you collect the gold or whatever and you get a credit, every 50 you can continue, but you don't actually start. The credits in the right corner, that CR number is 0. You don't actually start with a continue. So like if Prissy or Cat or something were to die now, like that's it, they can't continue. The only continuing becomes possible like once you collect 50. Which makes this like borderline terrifying on the 90 levels to me. Like it's crazy the way that they do that. Like I can beat 99, and I have actually, with 1 credit, but I've never beat it without a credit yet. That's very hard for me to do. So, Cat. This is where I think objectively Prissy's playstyle is a little bit stronger in the sense that on like these levels where you're basically like stacked all the way to the roof like that. Not only obviously is it faster to create gems, but it helps to also create combo opportunities as well. So the amount of screen that she's going to clear before Wario comes is still very high, but at the same time I think when you create gems like that, it's a bit of a better opportunity because at that point you have more control, I think, over the screen. Oh, her kick didn't come out there. Yeah. What's up, Cypher? Alright, so Prissy entering the 90 levels, this is where it gets really scary. Actually having a lot of space to work with. You basically need to decide immediately what you want to do and be very fast about it. You start and at the very top of the screen, as obviously Prissy did, but the amount of time to that you have to do anything is very low. The bombs and monsters and stuff like that drop very fast, especially once Wario makes an appearance. You'll probably see it on like 97 and 98, how fast the stuff actually drops once that Crisis music comes back. You probably won't see it as much now, just because it's still a pretty easy layout right now. Well, not easy, but I mean, it's more friendly than what it could be. But 97 and 98 in particular are terrible. They have tons of monsters that require a lot of time to kill, and you probably will see Wario on those screens. So Cat. Probably gonna make the green. Yeah, she's gonna go for a green here. So red is not that bad. It's gonna get rid of some of those monsters. Probably also going to stack blue. Yep. That blue gem though sucked. That was kind of unfortunate. She has one more chance here to stack the yellowy orange one. She plans to do that. Although I think that might have been an error with how it destroyed. Yeah, he's played a lot of games in the last 4 days. I like that. I guess before the end, if you guys have again any plugs you want, now would be a pretty good time too.
Yeah, unfortunately, no donations yet, but I guess we can take a look at what's coming up on the schedule. After Wario's Woods, we've got Rock and Cats by Eldra. This not here anymore. Unfortunately, Josh had to back out, so this Tiny Toons round is going. But after that, it's Colonel Fatso with Front Mission Gun Hazard. That has an incentive. You can name the file there. 6 characters. There's 4 names, so you can check that out by typing exclam incentives into the chat. Followed by some Mega Man V and some other stuff with Mega Man 2 randomizer incentive coming up a little later. Still looking for a little over $200 to make that happen. So get your donations in, as well as prizes. Right now, we're just looking at Hollow Knight. $5 or 500 bits or more gets you entered for Hollow Knight from now till the end of Front Mission Gun Hazard. So anything you can do though helps. Every little bit. So keep them coming.
Definitely. I haven't seen Front Hazard in a long time. That's a unique franchise.
Yeah, and Fatso's been working on some new route stuff, which is pretty good. And I heard, I'm not going to confirm this, I heard that he will be playing on, he did a practice run on the English version so he could drop some lore bombs on us, some hot lore bombs during his run. So
that would be pretty cool.
Look forward to.
Prissy, dude. Lots of pink gems for Prissy. That's the worst when you spawn multiple gems. That's what is probably the worst part of being kind of like combo centric. And it doesn't happen that often. Like the game really has through you, but it's entirely possible that you can again spawn the exact same gems. So if you are in a combo kind of centric way destroying the monster, you're always spawning gems, but they're only giving you the exact same colors. And that's obviously where Prissy's gonna lose that time. But definitely worked out here. Probably gonna rearrange the monsters. Very smart move to use that gem to create another. Dude, just wrecking that screen. Very smart movement by Prissy there. Very smart. The air to air. Look at that. So he just has to worry about green. That's it. Even has time to clean up the mess before Wario. That was actually really smart, because if you're about to get, you might as well clear all the bombs and stuff like that. There's no point in, because there's kind of like a bit of a transition that maybe for like 2 or 3 seconds nothing happened, and then he starts dropping a bunch of crap on you. So if you have nothing else to do except wait, you might as well do as Prissy did and get rid of the garbage that's on the screen, because that obviously is RNG. Very much so. Really smart what he just did, deciding to do that. So Cat 92, Prissy's on the beginning in 94. Still pretty close. I still think like it could go either way. The big levels in 90 are 97 and 98. Those are beyond like trash levels. They're the worst I think in the entire 99 run. So what happens in 97 or 98 will probably dictate the pace, provided that Cat can keep up. So she's really looking for that blue bomb drop. And she got it, but the blue gem is not super useful considering all the other monsters that are again alive. You can see the crisis music coming back a little bit. So Prissy deciding to destroy the green anyway. That worked. See, that was luck. He destroyed 3 out of the 4 green monsters. And then all the blue ones. And it could have spawned multiple gems, but it spawned a green one. So luck was on his side for that. This is a really nice layout, 95. The way that it starts, but this is where you have to really, again, react to what you're given. Red starts off in such a way that you can destroy it, like, immediately. But actually, Prissy has not got a red bomb drop yet. So this was smart of him to start the level and destroy stuff as it came along. Because had he waited for that red bomb drop, he just would have... it was like 10 drops in or something, so the game, even though it lines up the red for you immediately to create a gem opportunity, obviously did not give him that opportunity to do that. So very smart of Prissy to clear the bomb as he did. And Cat's gonna make a pink, yeah. So pink again, poor Cat, dude. You have all these reds and blues, you don't need pink. All she needs is a blue or red gem. So smart. Okay, she gets at least a red one. So she can get rid of all the red stuff. Waiting, very smart. I was gonna say, waiting to destroy that bomb to make sure she doesn't make a duplicate bomb or something. Should get rid of green, and then the rest is, yeah. Very, very, very easy clear. It's gonna automatically spawn a blue one and she's done. Yeah, 98 is... 98 or 97 is... And ironically, 99 afterwards is... Like, in terms of what it actually entails, it's not that bad at all. But definitely 97 or 98 is the worst level of 99. And Prissy, he's making like this V shape, very smart. Otherwise, that would have taken 2 bombs to clear, but there's kind of like a backwards or upside down V shape. If you drop down like he just did. Very, very, very smart. It's harder to clear that because you won't see that intention. Probably not anyway. So it's more so something that obviously you have to do and you have to set up for it. And that was pretty quick thinking on his part. So he's gonna go for the blue gem here. What is it gonna be? Blue. Blue makes blue again. That's apparently holding true the more that we see of this. Fortunately, again, that was probably one of the not so great gems of that to spawn. But at least he has a clearing opportunity now. He's got some blue monsters he can throw on that pile. Opting to create another gem. Cat gonna use the red gem. Definitely really lucky the cat drop there. Basically greens just spawned, allowing her to make an additional gem. So pretty lucky bomb drops here. That actually helped the cat a lot. So 97, this is I think one of the worst screens in the game. It's either, as I said, 97 it's all diagonals and it's all double monsters. So you really have to prioritize your move. And you'll see on the first screen. It sucks, and then the following level is all diagonal monsters. So there's not really a great way to do this level because as soon as you start destroying the double monsters, you create more color opportunities for the bombs to drop. So you really, really, really want to be careful. I think Prissy is the red idea. He wants to create, obviously, red gems or blue gems to get rid of those monsters as fast as he can without actually destroying the double monsters first. And working out so far for him. He's got another opportunity. If this is a blue gem, he's in a situation. But it's red. That was a really terrible gem drop. So he probably isn't going to get a whole lot of opportunities to maybe create another gem that's useful. Just the way that he has to destroy the monsters now. But at least he got rid of red there. And Cat on 95. Wario sucks so bad when the Wario music includes obviously those diagonal monsters. There's just no nice way. He drops them, so you can kind of see fast stuff keeps falling down. Sorry. Definitely a lot harder than the previous stages, but Prissy in a decent situation with this blue. He's gonna make everything light blue. Whoop! Kind of a weird toss there by Prissy. So he wants that to be white. Oh, dude, it's not white. Sorry, he wanted that to be blue. So blue. Okay. That one spawn didn't hit it. Alright, so I think Cat's approaching 96, okay. Probably gonna go for that blue and red spawn. Looks like she could do both there. Pink. Really good bomb drop there. That helped a lot because it's gonna clear out. Look at that. She has room to do blue and she has room to do red now. And that's actually a pretty decent pink spawn for once. It gets rid of all the weird stuff that was left over because she kind of stacked everything except pink. So she's in actually a pretty decent shape here with this screen. This actually went really well. Actually a very good screen for Cat. She basically almost cleared it before Wario, which is great. And she's got 2 colors. Very, very decent. Yo, what's up, Gemma? Alright, so Prissy, again, worst screen, I think. 97 or 98. Really terrible, dude. Like, although Prissy's got it under control, it looks like. He had a pretty decent gem drop there too earlier. So he's gonna go for this blue one. I can see him going for it. So hopefully, I guess it really doesn't matter what color that you get on this screen, because realistically any color gem really helps in clearing out a lot of the monsters. Take a while to die. So it really doesn't matter. Probably not gonna get another gem opportunity. At that point it's just about clearing and making sure that everything dies in an orderly way. And this is actually pretty, although that kind of messed them up slightly, but very good. But this is where 98 can suck. If he doesn't clear this by the time Wario comes down. Oh, he did though. Because the amount of time, literally, is so... It's almost like the amount of time that you is not enough to destroy the monsters with how much time they take to kill. So it's very hard to balance that. It was a very good 96. And we'll see what she does here on 98 in particular. I find Cat, when she plays 98, really interesting to watch. At least not always is the case. I don't know if she doesn't usually go for like crazy combos or anything. She clears it very fast and early. So pretty good 97. The giant stack of green left, which is actually pretty. Yo, what's up, Prodigy? Alright, so Cat's on 98. Pretty damn close race, dude. 98, 99. Like, I mean, one level apart is pretty sick considering there's 99 levels in it. Yeah, it looks like Prissy could do it. I mean, I think he's already currently got the record. So, I mean, that was really favorable. Look at that, that's crazy, dude. There you go, time for Prissy. Wow. So, casual world record. Very sick playing. Alright, so Cat finishing up here on 98. Cat's still on PB pace actually. Because let's check her time too. Because her ult time is like 1 something, right? What is it? Hers is 1:38:46. So I mean, she's got a lot of time left. She's got 4 minutes, literally. So the fact that this was basically a double PV is insane. That's pretty crazy. Provided, nothing goes horribly wrong in the next. Probably shouldn't jinx that. But I think she's definitely got it. Ironically, 99 is pretty free, considering everything that came before it. I shouldn't say it's free, but it's very easy. So that shows, I think, the consistency of both these guys. Yo, what's up, Bad Breaks? Alright, so Cat deciding to destroy. Just gonna go for the pink stack. Alright, so she's in a pretty good position. She's got the pink destroyed by accident. At least she's got the yellow up there to make a gem though. So what's that gonna be? Red is pretty good. There's a lot of red left. Really favorable bomb drop there too. Really, really favorable. That got rid of any kind of pink RNG you could have had left over. So blue is going to create a combo, which is really... otherwise, you would have seen Wario there. So that was pretty much a clutch combo right at the very end. Really good situation. So I think definitely going to be a PV for her too. Look at that, the gem to do it as well. So 2-minute PV. Double PV race, one of them world record. That's pretty insane. Like, that's actually insane, dude.
Holy cow, dude, that's incredible.
Yeah.
A world record and a PB. Right here on Bring 'em Over 2, dude. If you guys don't like that, you guys are dead inside. That was sick.
I like this game and I'm dead inside, so that's what this game does to you. Just it kills you.
Holy cow. Grats, Prissy and Cat on an amazing